Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Jim Toman, the head baseball coach at Middle Tennessee State. How's it going?
It's going great, Casey. How are you doing?
Doing well. So, how have the first few weeks of practice have gone for you guys? As you
Well,
get
it's been
into the
interesting.
coming
It's been
season?
interesting because we've had 3 snows and we've had 2 long rains and cut some ice and about 8 tarp pulls so far. But the last couple of days have been warmer, and we've managed to get in 4 scrimmages so far. Hopefully this weekend we'll get 2 more in, and then next week we open up.
All right. So, kind of take me around the diamond. Tell everybody, who's going to be out there for you guys this year.
Yeah, well, we haven't figured all that out yet, but we have 3 or 4 guys behind the plate. The guys that had the most playing time last year, Mason Spears and Briggs Rudder, came back as a sophomore, much improved. So, and we've got some other guys back there, Jared Vitito and transfer Nick Jones from Memphis. And we've got 3 or 4 candidates at first base. Not quite sure if we're going to go with an offensive guy there or a defensive guy. But we do have we have Thomas back and Williams back, who swung the bat pretty well for us this fall. And we have a couple other guys that's interesting that can play the outfield and play first as well. So we're not quite sure at first base yet, although Jacob Williams hit 4 home runs in the fall, and he's much improved defensively. And then our infield is pretty experienced because we have Coker, Lopez, and Mabry back that started a lot last year. We have a couple young guys and a couple transfers that are giving them a good fight positionally at short, second, and third. So we have some experience back with them 3 guys. And then in the outfield, there's 6 or 7 guys that have played a lot, and we have a couple transfers. Got a kid from California named Tatsunori Nagishi that played at Orange Coast College in California. He looks like he might win the right field job. And got a kid named Jackson Galloway that is swinging it really well. So it's a very good mix right now of guys that played a lot in the past, and there might be 3 or 4 new names in the lineup as well.
So, talk about where the conference is at with Conference USA. Where you guys talk about some of the getting ready for the conference, and of course,
Yeah.
some of the opponents you're kind of starting off with.
Yeah, Casey, the conference last year was like 4th or 5th in RPI in the country, and we had 4 teams in the regionals, and it was a really, really good year for Conference USA. So we're back with the 12 teams right now in Conference USA. Now, in the future, some teams are leaving and new teams are coming in, but we feel like this year we went back to the original 30-game schedule. Last year we had to play no midweek games because of COVID, and we played 4 games every weekend in conference. And Saturday's got to be a really long day, and we had to turn right around Sunday morning and play on getaway day. So I don't think any of the coaches in the conference liked the format last year. So it's a little easier this year. We're playing midweek games, and we're playing 3-game sets on the weekend in Conference USA. So that kind of spreads out your pitching a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure. So really going into this season, what do you guys really have to do to kind of get to where you need to go forward towards that?
Well, we made a little bit of a step last year. We made the conference tournament, which no one in my program has ever been in a conference tournament. We made the conference tournament, and then the first round we beat the number 1 seed, who was a top 25 team. So I think that gave the guys a little bit of confidence knowing that they belong. I mean, we beat a top 25 team in the first round of the tournament last year. Now the next step is to go to a regional, and that's what we need to do. Our schedule is very difficult early on. It's on the road. We're going to be road warriors. We're going to try to play where it's a little bit warmer, although I'm sure now that we're on the road for 4 weeks, it's probably warmer here in Murfreesboro than it is at the beach. But we feel like the first 4 weekends we're going to UNC Wilmington, and we're going to Myrtle Beach, and then we're going to South Alabama, and then we're going to Auburn. First 4 weeks, we'll be on the road the whole time. And we do have a home opener. I believe it's March 1st. March 1st against Lipscomb here. But for the most part, the first 4 weekends are going to be on the road. So we'll do a lot of traveling. we'll get more RPI points on the road if you win games than you would at home. And our competition is really good. I think that'll set us up really nice for Conference USA.
Yeah, for sure. What's the big? Where's the? If you can get better in one area of your team, where do you think it would be?
Well, last year at one point, and we might have ended the season, we were like first in the country in walks per 9. So we threw a lot of strikes. We played decent defense. We did not have the timely hitting that we wanted to have. Now we got better as the year went, but early in the season, I like to say it was the guys didn't get to play much in the summer because of COVID. The fall was shut down a little bit because of COVID. We had 10% attendance last year because of COVID, so we had no fans, but we didn't hit well enough. And it seemed like to me, the first 3 or 4 weeks last year were with snow and rain and cold and difficult scenario to hit. Well, we're not going to have that excuse this year because we're going to be on the road where it's warmer. The guys, we had a good fall practice. We're back to 100% attendance. Knock on wood, I don't think we have to take 2 buses to go to games anymore because of COVID. I think we're just taking 1. Most of the guys are vaccinated, so we don't have too many guys having to test. Last year we had to test twice a week before we even played. And then when we got back on Sunday, we tested again. And that got old, and we had to wear the masks. And this year, right now, we don't have to during the games. I think it's a little bit college baseball back to normal, although there's still a pandemic out there last time I checked. But it seems like our guys, we brought in 4 or 5 new hitters, and we have a lot of guys back from last year that got a lot of at bats, and that experience is key. So I think we're a little bit older, a little bit more mature, and we got 3 or 4 other bats coming in. I think that's what we need to do. We need to score more runs. We need to hit better.
Yep.
And that being said, we need to keep pitching well and playing defense, and I think we can make a run at this.
All right. All right, Coach, thank you so much for coming on, and good luck to you and your program this year, and we'll have you on again sometime.
Absolutely, Casey. Thanks so much.
All right.